Hello, hello, Push Pass Nation. Good evening. Simone here. We're coming on this evening with Mr. Julius Handbag Gabriel, and he wanted to take a couple of minutes today to simply thank you for supporting him during the Granby by-election this year in November. So again, we are here with Mr. Julius Handbag Gabriel out of Granby, and he is here with us to simply say thank you and to let us know that the work that he started in Granby is going to continue. So Handbag, it is great to have you on the program once again. Compliments of the season to you.
Yes, same to you and many returns.
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing very good. I'm doing fine. I'm
Okay, great.
fine.
Great. Yes, so you wanted to come on to thank everyone who supported you?
Yes, well, is that I came on for tonight, and it's a beautiful night, very beautiful, and I thank everybody in the world that supported me in by election in Grande. I supported them. I told them they give me a good support, and I like it. I appreciate it, and I wish all the best. We can still move on to 2022 to 22
Yes.
to give a better support to the country, because we need this country to develop. We need better roads. We need new roads. We need the P7 road. We need the Mopo road. We need the Tetman road to to Sufria road. We need factories. We need jobs creative, and water the water factory in this island to give people work. All the different things that we are going to. I'm not giving up on nothing I have said.
Yes, I'm really happy to hear that you're not giving up. But before we talk about what you're working on, just kind of tell us what the mood has been in Granby since the election.
Well, since the election in Granby was like, it was not so fair. It was not fair. It was a money making, it's out of giving money, sharing money. They share windows, they share doors, they share money, they share galvanized, they share blocks, food, pit food. They just do things. While the by-election is going on, money sharing in polling station to give people money and stuff like that. It was not fair. It's
Right.
why
So in
it's why
your
I keep on saying
opinion,
it's
yeah,
why
so
I keep
in
on saying we need the to clean up the voters list. We need voters ID card. You got to clean up the voters list, because if you don't have a voters list and clean up, you will never win an election.
right, right.
Because
So
because
in your opinion, do you think you would have done better if you had financial support?
yeah, of course, long term, because remember, they have the money. They will not use
Right.
the money to develop the country, but they will use the money to pay people to vote for them,
Mm-hmm.
because that is not a government that will work to give people work. That is a government to give people handouts.
Mm-hmm.
They will never give work. They will just
Now
give
you
handouts.
mentioned before the by-election that you'd seen a lot of people from the cabinet, and Mr. Vince Henderson was out there. Have you seen anyone since then, since the results? Has Mr. Dr.
Only
Henderson
last night
come
I
to
saw.
Granby?
Only last night I saw Vince Henderson. Only last night came up Granby to a meeting at his office in Granby and stuff. Only last night I saw him walking.
Right.
Only
Now,
last
what is
night.
he saying? What is he saying to Granby in terms of his actual plans for the Granby community? What are his plans for Granby?
But Vince don't have a plan for Granby. Vince don't have a plan. Vince have to follow my plan.
Hmm.
My plan he have to follow, because he don't have a plan. He don't know Granby constituency. I am
Hmm.
the one who knows Granby constituency. Vince had some people working with him, but they don't know about the development to develop Granby. Because
Hmm.
Granby is a beautiful place, it's a beautiful constituency where the people can work and the people can do their farming. For instance, Vince don't know more properly. Vince don't know how to guide more people to like to work in the road and stuff like that. And also the spring water in Granby. Vince don't know that. If Vince have to work, Vince have to look for somebody like me. But Vince have to show me what he can do, because he never did nothing. For instance, Vince come and Vince couldn't say what he can do for Granby. He just tell the people, I come back to put all the together because all was separate, all didn't working together, all divided. But with me, I want to develop Granby. I want to give Granby the best it can. No matter lose or win, I can give Granby the best it can.
Now, I'm happy you mentioned that he needs you to work with him. Are you willing to work with Dr. Henderson at this point?
Well, for instance, I have to see action. I have to see action. With I have to see action. I have to see action
So
because
first, you would need to know what his plans are.
yes, I have to see action because remember, people vote for you. You're supposed to have action.
Right.
You're supposed to. Once you don't have action, you cannot work because you have to start on action. You're not talking because right now your government into office in 22, 21 years. Your government in office. So it's right now. It's not talk. It's action. It's put every equipment to the roads. Start to build factories because all of there for so long. So right now it's not time to come and have meetings. Have meetings. No. Right now it's time for action. Heavy equipment. You send heavy equipment to Mopo to grade the road and you pave the road. You start to pave it with colas and the little gravels, and then you could give it the baba green. And
Yeah, yeah.
then
So in terms of the last meeting he just had, did you get any information in terms of what the plans are now that he's the representative for Granby? Did you get any sense? Anyone told you what he's talking about in terms of his plans for Granby at this point?
but he never took he was in parliament. He was in parliament last week and he never spoke about Granby.
He didn't.
He spoke about the geothermal and stuff like that. Vince never spoke about Granby, what he going to do towards Granby. Remember, he's not from Granby.
Right.
He get a sympathy vote from Granby, but it's not from Granby. Granby people vote for Vince and a sympathy vote. They don't know Vince. So they vote like this. Say, for instance, they're saying they vote for Skyrit, but Skyrit is not from Granby. You have to vote for somebody from Granby so that the person know what the people need and what you need for Granby constituency. Because we
Yeah,
could,
now I know you're also interested in continuing with some of your plans that you stated during the campaign. So can you tell us at least two projects that you would really like to continue to focus on, even if you're not the elected candidate in Granby?
I am thinking about the water in Jamawi, the spring water in Jamawi, so we could sell and we could send overseas so that we could get finance that coming out from overseas so we could help to build our country. We don't have to sell passport only because we have our facilities in this country. We have our facilities in this country where we can make revenues come in.
So when you say the water, is it like a water factory that you're talking
A
about?
water factory, yes, a water
Okay.
factory and proper road, like we have the Daily Spitit Savon Road, we have the Mopo Road, we have the Sufuye Road, and then we have facility. Now we could go end to end. So we could go and we could sell different produce. Different produce, we could have different markets. For instance, people from Sufuye can bring up the fish, can bring up what they have, we can bring what we have for them. And also we can send overseas. We could do agro processing because we could do things. We could do farming.
But kind of tell us more about your plan, Julius. What would your plan be? For example, if the water, who are you going to work with? What is the actual plan for moving forward on these projects?
Well, my plan is that, for instance, once I get the help, I could get an engineer so that the engineer could give me the amount of money to build that factory to get.
Right,
We can watch.
right.
We could get the person that own the land, have a meeting with the person, negotiate with them, and then we could do that. We could do that factory in Bordeaux. So Jamawi, we could take it out from Jamawi, take out the water from Jamawi, bring it to Bordeaux, so we could bottle the bottles, make the factory in Bordeaux, so that we could sell water to different like wholesales and stuff like that. We could distribute water. We could send water overseas. That is
Hmm.
my plan.
Right. So you're looking to collaborate with other people on that project.
Very good. That is what I'm.
Right,
That
right.
is what I'm
But
looking.
the road project might be a little bit more difficult though without the government's assistance.
Well, the road might be right, but the
Yeah.
government have the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Government have the equipment
Yeah.
to build the road, but the
Yeah.
government now have the like we had, for instance, we had public works. The government put public works like it was a public works was a government business, but government take it out from government and they put it into private businesses. Like they have to go and bid to get a job, and government used to send them.
Mm-hmm.
So, which in case we still need the public works to build the road, so that is on the government side. So
Mm-hmm.
all the finances can come to public works. So, which in case the government can have a 25% from that. Like for instance, if you negotiate for a loan and it's public works that do it, public works could get at least 20% from it, and the government get 25. So, which in case is 55%.
Hmm. And
Public works.
Handbag, I'm really happy that you're joining us this evening to thank everyone who supported you. But I also think you have to keep in mind that you're such a great role model, especially
Yes.
for young people who see all the adults around them just quiet, not speaking out, not, airing their concerns. So do you feel like a role model for the younger people in
Of,
Granby and Dominica?
of course, I am the one who have to open the way.
Yes.
And I will open the way. I'm not scared of nobody. I will open the
Yes.
way because for instance, we got a private hospital in this island.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have doctors. We don't have doctors. We just lost a lady from Granby.
Wow.
Just lost because she got a blood clot, and they give her all. For instance, she had to take only one injection, cost 200 and something dollars, and she
Hmm.
didn't have the money one time. The medication was $300. So can you imagine? We need to go to that health, that health. We need doctors. We need
Mhm,
Dominican doctors to be in that hospital. We have a
mhm,
China Friendship Hospital. China giving, but remember, China want what you have because we got the resources in this
mhm,
island. I know what we have. I know what we have. The
mhm,
government know what we have, but they want
mhm.
to put it like on a sale. So we have to try to create more jobs for the
Mhm.
young people, because we
Yeah.
have a lot of young people coming out from from school, from college, and like for instance, you have to come and beg the leader for something, but
Mhm.
that don't have to happen. You have to put job creative there for them. They have the degrees. Give them what they worth.
Yeah, and I think a really good impact you can have, Julius, is just really connecting with the young people in Granby and in Dominica as a
In
whole.
Dominica.
Just show them, that you have a role model with me. Speak up. Let us know what is your concern. We heard recently on Q95 this young guy just pouring his heart out because all he's hearing is this talk about politics, 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 and no opportunities for the young people. So I think if they can look at you and see in you an example of the importance of speaking out, that in itself is powerful. So, what would you say to the young people in terms of speaking out and letting us know what is affecting them?
The young people, most of them, they fear to speak out.
Yeah,
They fear to speak out because they have a friend that with the government, close to the government. So they will say, "Why you speak? You don't have to speak." But I am the one who's speaking, and I'm telling some of them to speak because I'm planning on January. I'm planning on January for all the young people to gather to Roseau
good.
and let the government know we need at least we need the voters ID card. We need
Hmm.
to clean up the voters list and give us the voters ID card. So which in case they can see, we could have another prime minister, we could have another president, we could have different. We don't have to have only one group.
Hmm.
Like you name as is a team that run in Dominica. Like that team, if it's not that team,
Hmm.
nobody cannot run Dominica.
Hmm.
And we pass so many. We pass Mary Eugenia, we pass Patrick John, we pass all of them. Lee Brown. We plus all of them, and job creatives was there. So we
Mhm.
have to create. The young people have to speak now.
Yes, they do.
Don't
Yes,
rely
they do.
on $200, $100. Look,
Mhm.
$50. That is no money.
Mhm.
Your cost of living more expensive than that.
Mhm.
So our young people have to be working with one another, and
Mhm.
then we could see our way in life.
Right, right. And speaking of opportunities, like how is work for you? So you're back to driving the bus. How is business in Dominica?
Oh, business is just, it's just like rolling, just it's just rolling. Like you don't
Wow.
want to beg in nothing, and because the
Mhm.
government that's supposed to give us, the government that's supposed to give at least. I spoke to Granby people in my address when I was launching. I told them the government supposed to give them $5,000 for a stimulus package, which is because during all the time of the COVID, everybody stayed 3 months in their house. 3 months in their house. At least the government, all different countries give their people some money. And I said he should give people at least $5,000 and give the small businesses 10,000 EC, and also the NEP workers $2,000 monthly. So which in
Mhm.
case you have a little revenue, the people can go and shop in Roseau, the people can enjoy what they doing and stuff like that. But they didn't want to do that. The
Mhm.
government say he don't have money, but the government have the money. He have the money. He will
Mhm.
try to showcase the money there for next election for him to pay people. He have the money. What happened now? They're trying to give everybody a ham, a ham, a turkey. That is not Christmas. The person can work and buy a ham.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
person can work and buy a ham. You don't have
Mhm.
to look on the government to give you a ham. You
Mhm.
could buy a ham. So
Right,
what?
and that's what I was going to ask you next, Julius. It's Christmas time. It's supposed to be a time when you're supposed to be able to go shopping and buy what you need and paint your house and decorate your house and have all the food in the world to celebrate. What is the mood like in Dominica for Christmas?
Oh, it's just bad. It's just ridiculous. Trust me. I'm telling
Mhm.
you. I just came out from work.
Mhm.
I just came out from work. I make
Mhm.
only 2 trips per day.
Wow.
Only 2 trips per day. I got to go down in I go down at 8 o'clock. I stayed in the line for 1 o'clock, from 8 to 1.
Mhm.
Because remember, it's not me alone, it's all of us. We have to be in line. So when I come up from the line, it's 1 o'clock. When I go back down, I come out there 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So which is $5 a person.
Wow.
And remember, you got to stop in Bellevue. Bellevue is 350, Pishne is $4, Grand Bay is $5. So you're not making no money.
Wow.
You're not making no money, and the gas is very expensive.
Yes, I've heard.
The gas is very
So the,
expensive.
the price of the gas keeps going up?
It keep on going up. It's 14 or 13 something. I
Wow.
don't look at the price every day because I say it every day. Every Mondays I see it really going up, and I don't know.
Hmm. Now, are you running full bus loads on every day?
Yeah, you're running full
Okay,
buses when you
good.
wait for your turn.
Right.
But the government know it's a stress.
Hmm.
He knows that. But
Hmm.
the playing hibiscus way, like you don't want, like behaving like you don't want to see, you don't want to hear.
Hmm.
You don't want to hear.
Hmm.
But the government came from a poor village, and now he knows what poor people going through.
Hmm.
So he using that weapon like to put you poorer. So which in case you have to come to him, but not everybody that can come to you.
Right.
You have to put work there
Hmm.
so that the people can work, so that we could go. Our buses can always be full.
Hmm.
We can see our way in life.
And let me ask you this handbag. So do you have to provide like hand sanitizer and all that stuff for folks in your bus? Is mask
Every
required?
day, every day, every day. You got to buy it at $20 a bottle.
Wow.
$20 a bottle is just 70. You have to use this 70%, and you have to sanitize the bus every morning.
Hmm.
You have to sanitize the bus every morning. Make sure the bus sanitized properly, and
Hmm.
then you have to be working. Everybody have to put on their mask. You have to buy the packet of mask if it's by Julius Pharmacy. All that is your cost.
Yes, that's your cost.
That is your cost
Hidden
from
into your profit.
From if people don't have a mask, you have to try to tell them, okay, look, I have a mask, look, I have some mask, look one,
Mm-hmm.
and all that is you. So
Right.
the government is just laughing,
Mm-hmm.
like nobody's standing up and telling me, no, it's wrong you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I am the only one who telling the government they're doing wrong,
Right.
in young people in Grande and
Mm-hmm.
Dominica. I am the only one who telling him you're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing wrong. You cannot do people wickedness
Yeah.
and thinking you create like the Lord. You cannot be the Lord.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that despite not winning the elections, you're continuing to speak because many people would have put their tails between their leg and gone into a corner and cry, but
No,
you're
I never
still
cry.
here
I said,
fighting. So that's great to
listen,
see.
listen, because on Thursday night, I keep on laughing.
Mm-hmm.
I stay by the road and I keep on laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Because tell you why I'm laughing? Because I'm saying only the only way that Dominican Labour Party can be in office is to steal an election. They cannot win an election fair and square. They are not going straight. They always bend in the way. Because one of the supporters told me, for you to win an election in Dominica, you have to be crooked.
Wow, that's sad.
And one of the ministers told me in Tetmon, he told me in Tetmon, handbag, you going down to the big books in Dominica.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And he
David
told me,
versus Goliath, and you stood your ground.
yeah, and he told me, you are very brave. And you let us go house to house
Mm-hmm.
with a mask in our face and we could catch COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me he went to a house where a lady had when he see the lady, he does do cry in front of the lady. He said, first time he see that in his life.
What
And
did he
that
say?
he met the lady like in a state because I
Wow.
went to certain houses and I said to myself, Lord, a government that said that is the richest government in the Caribbean, and your people like that,
So the conditions were poor in the home?
very poor. Since after Maria, house haven't covered. House have a blue tarpaulin on it. And some old galvanized. So the girl tell me, like when rain falling, right now we're in the season of rain. Right now we're in the season of rain,
Mm-hmm.
December. And I don't know what she going through. I will not call her because it's up this way in my village.
Right.
And when I went, I tell her, Lord, you mean to tell me the man have billions of dollars with?
But handbag, here's what I'm hearing on the ground, right? And if I'm lying, I lie after the person who told me. But some of the situations that you describe with people having tarpaulin on their roofs, their house completely covered in tarpaulin since Maria, but yet I'm hearing some of these houses have pictures of the prime minister and the wife right outside the gate, but their
Because what
homes
happened
haven't
to
been
the
covered since Maria. So what do you think is that's all about?
what happened when this when the supporters know and the government know you supported them 100%? You know what they're doing? They're sending 300 EC in the village council for you, and they're telling you go and pick that up because I know you poor already. Come and pick that up. So you have to stay, swallow your your pride, your foolish pride, swallow it, and you have to say, look, I put in the prime minister before me. I don't care. I put in him, he and his wife before me. I can come out last. I can go down right down to the sea. Some
Right.
of them saying that. No development. They
So it's
think to
almost like
themselves,
they're saying, if I keep the pictures there, hopefully my
you will get
house will be
300
covered
EC.
at some point because, the whole idea of wait your turn.
Yeah, with your 10, you'll get 300 EC monthly. Every month, $300 will come to you, and everybody will be smiling at that.
Hmm.
They'll be smiling at the $300.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it's very poor. It's very poor.
Hmm.
Very poor. I am telling you. It
Yeah,
is
now
very
handbag,
poor.
we also saw the Christmas village that is up on the bayfront. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that is just craziness. Like
In the height of COVID.
the wife the wife of the prime minister, when you have a liberty on certain things, she taking advantage. Like for instance, you cannot block the bayfront. And in this type of COVID, we have 200 and something, we had 500 and something cases in this island. And you are the wife of the prime minister, you're doing that. You could put her like that at People's Park. People's Park is on top, close to at the back of Fort Young Hotel. You could put a light and put certain things there, but you're trying to create an impact where you're giving more people COVID. And then,
Yeah, because my concern was that I heard that it's open to the tourists that come on the boats. And my concern was with that new variant, the Omicron variant in the US. And now this is open to potential visitors from out of town. And then my other concern is that, if you have any little bars in your area, they're not allowed to play music because there
yes,
should be
that
no
is true.
congregation. But am I right that there's music on the Bayfront?
That is true, because what happened now? They tell you the Bayfront have lights. They making a Christmas tree light. For instance, they break the fountain that was in the on the Bayfront.
Right,
They broke it and they put a iron shape up, and they said they put in it on a Christmas tree for lights.
right.
Which in case she's trying to create an impression, like for instance, she's doing something in Roseau, but nothing have been done.
Yeah, because isn't there still
Very poor,
restrictions
very
with,
poor.
with gatherings? Isn't there still restrictions with gatherings in general? But I'm trying to figure out how can you restrict the amount of people on the bayfront? It's a wide open area. Are
Well,
you
they
gonna have
cannot.
food and drinking and people are gonna have to take the mask off to eat?
Yeah, because for instance, she had something before the befriend, and when two fellas was fighting on the promenade, and they blocked the promenade and they run and they put something on the befriend to block, which is the central city of Roseau. So which in case the traffic can run properly, the traffic is not running properly. So she blocked that way. So which in case I run things. Like Scary that say something, I run things in Dominica. So she's doing now after my husband, I run things in Roseau.
And
So which
my thought on that is I'm all for economic opportunities, right? People need to sell, people need to sell their foods, vendors need to sell, DJs need to play. But I'm just wondering, an equal playing ground for everybody, right? So if we can have the Christmas village in Roseau, why can't other groups organize similar outdoor events so that other people in other communities such as Grand Bay, Point Michelle, Portsmouth can have the same benefits? Is that an option?
Yeah, that is very true, because which in case they can make a legal revenues for their own self, because they stay there not getting nothing on the government, not getting nothing on the nobody. Remember, you have a light bill to pay, you have your phone bill to pay, you have everything to pay. You're
Yeah,
not going to no government. Remember, that is the way he operates. He put in your poor. So which in case none of the DJs cannot speak. Only one DJ that spoke,
yeah.
and they send a voice note for him telling him not to say nothing. Let them back alone say what they have to say.
Mm,
And the DJ say, and he say, yeah, Lunda is the bread butter for the family. And he speak his mind, which in
right,
case he's not taking no money.
right.
So which in case she know, instead for them to tell somebody, well, okay, try to create some things for you to make a little money, they said no. No, everybody have to put their mask. Everybody have to put their mask. Even when the by-election in Granby, he said only meetings we could have is Zoom meetings. But when he noticed, no, if he did a Zoom meeting in Granby, he's going to lose. He started to do house to house for the whole month. Whole month doing house to house. So which in case no Zoom meeting anymore. Is come to you, handbag, vote for me, you will get this, you will get that. And look doors come in, look windows come in, look blocks come in, look, just name whatever. Everything come up. Everything come up.
Yeah, and that is just the concern I think many of us have because, again, great opportunity on the bayfront, open venue, allow people to come in and buy so we can stimulate the economy because I personally don't believe in stimulus packages. I think the economy should be stimulated so people can, create their own jobs and create their own opportunities. But if we can do it on the bayfront, why object to it being done somewhere else in the same model? Even for Carnival, I recently had a program on Carnival and said, well, if we have a Christmas village, why can't we have a Carnival village to employ
Yeah.
our DJs and our entertainers and make the dancers dance and bring the costumes out in the same way. Am I crazy? Or,
No,
I'm
not
just trying to
crazy, not
run with the
crazy,
trend.
not crazy. You're trying to create a revenue for the young, for the people to
Yes.
make something. That
Yes.
is what you speak. They're very good because the
Yeah.
thing is, most of the people looking for if they want, if they want, they want to have something. What you're saying there
Right.
because if you creating Christmas on the Bayfront, you could create Carnival to
Right.
let people
What's the
make the money.
difference? What's
Because,
the
for instance,
difference?
it don't make no sense because if you creating that, remember you start it, you have to end it,
Right.
Because if you didn't want nothing because it's COVID, you should have not create. Let people go at their home and let
Mm-hmm.
people work, as you said, let people work, build, make their money, buy their hams, buy their turkey, make their Christmas at their home and tell them we cannot do nothing now because it's COVID and we
Mm-hmm.
scared with our health system is not 100%. We have to pay, we have to do this. So which in case you create something there. Anyway, everybody it have work,
Yes.
get a job, make some
Right.
money, buy what you want. So you
Mm-hmm.
could be independent.
So,
But
so
if you
let me ask you this though. So, if somebody in Grand Bay looking at what's going on the Bayfront, and they say, okay, let's just duplicate that in Grand Bay because the folks in Roseau can now earn some money by selling the DJs and all that stuff. Why can't we just do the same thing in Grand Bay? Do you think they would get arrested for doing the same
they could
thing that's going on the
they could
Bayfront?
get they could get a charge. They could arrest it and get a charge.
What's the
That's very
difference? What's the
yeah, because
difference?
remember, as I told you, I run things. Remember what the Prime Minister said, Skerrit said he run things. So if he said nothing, it's nothing. So when he said something, nobody cannot say nothing. The only
Mm-hmm.
person that breaking his rules is his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So we know we cannot do nothing.
Yeah, it sounds like a double standard to any, basic
Oh,
common person of reason. And I'm looking at the Facebook comments and I just want to encourage everyone that this is a platform where we respect people. So I expect that the respect will be extended to Mr. Julius Handbag. So I'm looking at the comments and I just want to encourage you to be very careful with the comments that you're posting because again, our platform is about respecting our guests. So again, thank you for your comments, but just let's make sure that they're all respectful and we're not calling anyone any names. All right. So thank you for that. Yes, Handbag, you wanted to say something?
but let me tell you, all the people that said in the comments are people that not they not. I will give you certain words. The people that said in the comments, most of them is not people that want development. Some of the people that said in bad comments, some of the people that said in bad comments, I know them so well. I call them every day.
Mm-hmm.
I wish them well every day because why? You don't want development
Mm-hmm.
because that is the people that always keep on morning.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that for me, please? Can you?
Mm-hmm.
So I know the people because most of them I keep on talking to them. Ah, you okay? That is no because you always have to get comments in this world. You have to get
Mm-hmm.
good comments, bad comments. Just prepare for good comments and bad comments. I prepare for
Mm-hmm.
everything. But
Right.
what I'm working on is to let Brandy get better and Dominica.
Yeah, and
Let's create
I'm a huge
factories.
supporter. I'm a huge supporter of free speech, but I'm not a huge supporter of anybody calling anybody names. So you're not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
come
you
on
always
this platform and call anybody names. So that's where
yeah
we
you
have to draw
always
the line.
yes you'll always get that sweetheart. You will
Hmm.
always get that no matter
Yeah,
what.
yeah,
You
yeah.
will
But as
always
you
get it.
continue on your journey, Handbag, how can we support you? How can we work with you? Because I think that you have this unquenchable fire that we should see as a resource. We certainly need more handbags who are willing to do the work, wake up every day and do the work, engage with others, involve the youth in everything that you're doing. So, how can we work with you? Do you need volunteers in the ground? Do you need equipment? What is the state of sending funds to you? So, just kind of update us on
Yeah,
what do you need to continue the work.
we need the equipment for true and also the funds. Without the funds, we cannot do nothing. Without the funds, you cannot do nothing.
Hmm.
Because, like for instance, you have to when somebody dirty their clothes, you gotta tell them, look, they gotta buy a breeze, they gotta buy a soap, they gotta buy a, a, a bleach, something. You gotta buy something. So, like for instance, you always have to tell them, look, Remember, it's a voluntary work we do. We're not in this world. We can give a help.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most important thing, to
Right.
give and help.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to try to do that.
And have you resolved the issue of getting funds from overseas? Because I know PayPal was a
No,
concern, so you haven't.
no. It was like, I don't know. Is Dominica still on a blacklist? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But no, 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 no,
Right, right. So that's good.
no.
That's always going to be a challenge if you need the funding.
That is
But
gonna
would
be a challenge.
volunteers help? People coming by to offer ideas and
Yeah,
having a little group.
some people come in and offer ideas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, we have the ideas. I have the ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and to build a better Dominica.
Right. Now I know you talked about potentially having someone up here who could receive the PayPal
Yeah, yeah.
payment. So are you still working on that?
Yeah. I'm still working on that, and I think
Okay.
she supposed to give you a call and
Yeah, she reached
have a
out
word.
to me. Yeah, she did.
Okay. So she
Yeah,
are the
she
one
did.
who can get in contact
Yeah.
with you and, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
whatever what
Yeah,
we
because
can.
that's something you and your team and her needs to work out. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
we
is that
so we
is
can so you can continue to do the work. But I want to keep encouraging you to keep fighting for Grand Bay, to keep doing what you're
I'm
doing.
from Gambia. I am from
Yes,
there, so I'll fight there.
yes, yes.
I'll fight there. Don't worry. I
Yes,
will
yes.
fight there. Don't
Ebe, nou
worry.
ka gade 2021 fini, sa nou vle fe pou 2022 nan?
Well, 2022 nous regarder pour nous développer because nous pas qu'à wete économie ya. Nous pas qu'à wete économie ya. Non.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. Yeah, there is a way. Like in your way, nous n'y pour faire chemin.
Right.
Pour nous à naviguer.
Mhm.
So, nous n'y pour garder pour développer Dominique avec Gambie. Nous les
Mhm.
faire petite savane pour délice road là, faire pont, faire chemin mopo, faire chemin soufouye pour tête monde pour soufouye. Et ben nous les faire facture pour nous ouais la nuit à la vie nous because nous la garder aller yon monde.
Ebe, handbag nou toujou ni pou gade kon nou sa fe. Se pa ou selman
Ouais,
ki ni pou fe bagay. Nou ni pou
oui,
fe bagay pou Dominique.
nous
Sa
tout
nou sa fe pou
ça nous
Dominique.
avait pourquoi non because on est pour débrouiller quoi. On est pour débrouiller quoi because Saudi là c'est bon mot. Nous
Yes.
tout nous garder pour
Tout moun ka gade handbag. Sa handbag ka fe. Ebe, sa zo ka fe.
oui because changer on est pour faire un bagage pour là où il y en a vie. Si on bagage pas travailler là côté, on est pour travailler de l'autre côté. Pour la bagage là roule bien. So on est pour travailler bien, pour bien.
Ebe, handbag nou ka di merci, nou ka di bon Noël. Ba nou vwe sa yo ka di a Facebook avan nou fini nan?
Ok, mais gardez ça.
Ok, d'accord. Ba nou vwe sa yo ka di.
Oui, gardez ça.
Clyde
Okay.
Gregor, good night, handbag. You are welcome and still my choice. So, Granby, Beverly Johnson, hi, Dr. Simone. Good evening to you. And guess I'm truly enjoying the program. So, let's just take some comments real quick. Glenda Lugay, good evening. Crystal Regis is here. G, what happening? Crystal Regis again. Share Will, what happening? Veronica Pascal, good evening, Dr. Simone. Kim Henderson. We need more people wanting to earn their own money, be independent and critical thinkers, and choose for themselves. Mindset and determination is necessary for growth. In Dominica, millions of dollars and giveaways are not getting us nowhere fast. Roof Nation, handbag, that's a lie. The $300 is for the elderly with no income, 70 years and older. Laurencia, put God first. Brother David, good to see you. We have to all work together in love, like Christ said. Kim, I am glad to see my uncle continuing to try to articulate his vision and hopes for the country. Courage. Let's see. Roof Nation, wow. Okay. Crone Nick, sorry to say, but people like you that hinder the progress. So back and forth between a few folks. Let's see. Brother David, if we say we love God but don't love our neighbor, then we don't have any love. Clyde Gregor, I have more vendors than shoppers at that bazaar. Shopping day, those same snipers robbed them. Yeah, so lots of comments. Hanika King, handbag asking for stimulus Now he changing his mind. Okay, so we're not going to go down any negative road and talking nonsense. You know, Handbag, it's expected. You've been in
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah, yeah. No
for long
problem, no
enough.
problem.
Ernest Leighton, nice to see you. Well said. Let's see. Fang Chu. Interesting name. Hanika
Yeah.
King, hands back stronger than all you. Zopasa Vive all you country. Stand behind a fence, it comfortable. Kem, keep the faith. Jane Bernard, yes, handbag, keep up the good work. Yvette John, good night. Anthony Simon, great to see you. Happy holidays, my brother from the South City Grand Bay. Big things. Tonya Defoe, great to see you. Max Duran, coming from London. Keep up the good work. Yes, so KK, nice to see you. So final thoughts, handbag. Thank you so much for stopping by to thank
Okay.
everyone for the support.
Yeah. Well, thanking everybody, especially Kim Henderson and his uncle, and for instance, I'm feeling so good, so nice. So,
Y-
oh, it's a joy. As I told you, it's always a joy in my heart.
Yes, yes.
Always a joy in
So
my heart.
keep the faith, keep the faith, keep strong. This platform is available to you whenever you want to come by to give us an update. If you have any updates you want to share, you can always stop by and give us an
No
update.
problem. We'll have a speech. We'll have a speech in the new year.
Yes.
We'll have a nice speech in the
Yes. So
new
we
year.
will keep it going because I think what you're trying to do is important. And
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
going
have
to
a
stay on top of you to make sure that everything is moving along. We got to get that financial situation taken care of, handbag. We got to figure this out.
no problem, no problem. Because
Yes.
I want to step on another thing to build Dominica, man. And I wish all the people that overseas at least could come for
Yeah.
us to develop Dominica. Don't give up because
Right.
Chinese is not going to give up on us.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese, they want to take our country because they
Mm-hmm.
see the resources we have in our country. So I don't want our people to stay back and tell us no because the Chinese getting most of the land in Roseau.
Yep, I've heard.
Yeah, and we need to
Mm-hmm.
at least we Dominicans we should stand up, man,
Mm-hmm.
because Chinese want to take Taiwan.
Yeah.
So
And
we
we're
cannot.
and we're and we're losing a lot of our historic buildings. I heard
And
there's
we
a
have
building going up right by the credit union and they demolished a historic building to put it up.
yeah, and
We're losing Dominica.
we have the resources in the country.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot afford to let the Chinese take the resources. They're going to take the resources from us.
Mm-hmm.
So I want we the outsiders from Dominica that overseas to come if they have the finance, come and invest in our country.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the leader thinking like he will run things. He cannot run things. It's we.
Mm-hmm.
It's we. If we don't vote you in, you cannot be in.
Mm-hmm.
You have some.
And handbag, the next time we speak, I want to hear a concrete plan of one of your projects so we can see that you're serious. This is what you need, and this is how we're going to move forward. Because I
Okay,
think we
well,
can do it
I will do
without
that.
the help of the government.
Yes, I will do that for sure.
Yes.
I
So
will do
let's
that
think of a concrete plan, you
next
and
year.
your team,
Yeah,
and let's
next
see
year for
what
sure.
you need to get it together. Even if it's something small, just involving the
Yeah,
youth
no problem. Yes,
and
that is
maybe a cleanup program, just something
okay.
concrete.
Anyway, I'll give you a foundation of what I'm going to do.
Yes, and you can call me anytime. You have my number.
No problem. I'll
All
give
right.
you.
So thank you for joining us, everyone, on the Facebook Live. Thank you for being here.
Okay,
As
no
Mr.
problem.
Julius Handbag Gabriel stopped by to say thank you and just update you on what
Yeah,
is going on in Dominica. And we will see you again very shortly. Don't forget to
very
follow Push
shortly.
Past 10 so you
Yeah,
can know the next time that we go live. Click the notification button to let us so you'll know the next time we go live. Again, I'm Simone Matthew, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you. So have a
okay.
wonderful evening, everyone. Take care.
Everyone, yeah. Have a
All
nice
right.
evening.